Hello, today we will do a refinancing problem. We have information for two loans, so we're going to go ahead and write loan 1 and loan 2. The information that we have is since the Jones family is acquiring a house, we have the acquisition price. We also have the loan to value ratio. We have the loan amount. We have the interest rate, the term of the loan, the fees such as appraisal fees, we have an origination fee, we have a down payment for the very first loan, and finally we're just gonna make a line of out-of-pocket money. We can just make this cell bigger. So our acquisition price is $265,500. $265,500. Our loan to value ratio is 80%. Our loan amount is equal to the acquisition price times the loan to value ratio. The interest rate is 7%. The term for this loan is 30 years. The appraisal fees is $2,000. The origination fee is 1%, which we will calculate right next to it, which is equal to 1% times the loan amount. And then finally, for the down payment, will be equal to the acquisition price minus the loan to value, the loan amount, and that will be the amount of money that we will have to put as a down payment, because it's not it's the money that we won't get from the loan. Now for out-of-pocket money, we will go ahead and add the down payment, the origination fee, and the appraisal fee, and that's the amount of money that we will need to put out of our pocket to get this loan. However, the family has already taken this loan out, and they have been paying it for 4 years now, and now they're considering to take another loan, which the main difference with the second loan is the interest rate. The interest rate for loan 2 is 5%. And that's what makes it very attractive, and that's why this family is trying to decide whether to take a second loan or not, whether to refinance the first loan or not. So we're going to find out how much money do they need to take out on their second loan. To be able to find that out, we're going to use the formula for the present value. So we're gonna do balance in the year 4. So after paying for 4 years, how much money I have left to pay for this loan. So we're gonna do present value, the rate 7% divided by 12, the number of periods will be 30 minus 4, because it's 4 years into the first loan, times 12. And finally, we will do the payment that we forgot to calculate, but we'll put it right here. Okay, so for the payment, which we just put here, payment, we'll just do equal payment, the rate 7% divided by 12, the number of periods 30 times 12, and the present value is the loan amount. And now we can see the balance at year 4. and we also have the payment. The out-of-pocket money, we can just put it down here, and also move the balance in year 4 down here just for formatting. Now we're going to go ahead and do the calculations for the loan in the second loan to be able to compare it to the first loan. So for interest rate, we already said 5% for the term 30 years. For appraisal fees, there's an increase of 10%, so we will have the first one times 1 plus 0.1, because our origination fee has, our appraisal fees have increased by 10%. Our origination fee are now 2%, so we will have 2 points. That will be equal to the loan amount that we'll need times the 2%. And now that we know the balance for year 4, that is the amount that we will need to take out for a new loan. For the down payment, 0, because we are just taking the money that we need. And for out-of-pocket money, for the payment, PMT, the rate, 5% divided by 12, period, 30 times 12, and finally present value, which is the loan amount that we need now. For out-of-pocket money will be our appraisal fees plus our origination fee. Okay. Now we're going to move on to calculating the payoffs in both loans. The payoff in the old loan and the payoff in the new loan, to be able to do the cash flow analysis. So we're gonna do payoff old loan. The payoff for the old loan would be the present value of 7% as an interest rate divided by 12. The number of periods will be, since the family is planning on moving out in the 3rd year into the second loan, then 3 years into the second loan would mean 7 years into the first loan. So that would be 30 minus 7 times 12. And finally, for our payment, the payment will always be the same. This is the payoff of the loan into year 7 in the old loan. Now we're going to do the payoff of the new loan. For the payoff of the new loan, we once again use the present value factor. Now we're going to use the new interest rate divided by 12. New interest rate divided by 12 divided by 12. We will do the number of periods will be 30 minus 3, because it's only 3 years into the new loan, times 12. And finally, the payment that we have calculated for loan number 2. Now we will calculate the difference of the payoff. We will do new loan minus old loan, and if the difference is a negative number, that means it's a positive thing. It's a positive cash flow in our cash flow reference that we will build right now. So now we have all the information that we need to start building our cash flows. We have year 0, year 1, year 2, and year 3, which is when they are planning on moving out. So in year 0, we only have the fees that we have to pay. For year 0, we will have the fees for the second loan, would be equal to minus the fees that we pay, minus because it's an outflow. For the first, second, and third, we will have equal to the payment. Oh, the difference in the payments. So we're going to calculate the difference in the payments right here. The difference will be the first one minus the second one, and that is the difference of the payments from the new loan to the second loan. So now for cash flows, we're going to multiply the difference times 12, because that's the difference that we will be saving each month from changing to the new loan. In year 3, we will have to add the difference between the payoff of the new and the old loans, and finally we will calculate the summation of these two numbers. Now we have all we need to be able to do our analysis of cash flows. So for our cash flows, we have in year 0 the fees, in year 1 we have the savings in payments, year 2 we have also the savings in payments, and in year 3 we have the savings in payments plus the difference in the payoff. So now we're able to calculate IRR equal IRR with all these cash flows and NPV. In this case, for the NPV, our rate of return is 10%, and our values are 1, 2, 3 plus fees. So now we can decide to that actually refinancing is a good idea in this case, because the IRR is really high, 40%, good deal. The NPV is positive, is a good number, $3,600. So best thing that this family can do is probably just sell the house in year 3 and go ahead and refinance their loan. So now for a little bit of formatting, we're just going to we can do some cells here, borders, just to kind of keep things in perspective. We can change the color of the cells just by adding different colors here. We can make the cells bigger. And that is how you calculate if refinancing is a good idea or not in a situation where you have 2 loans and you are even planning on moving out of the house at a certain point, so you might want to consider selling the house. So in this case, we have concluded that actually refinancing is probably the best thing that this family can do, because that way they can take their cash flows show that the IRR is really high and the NPV is also really high and positive, so that is proof of a good investment.